So my original plan for today was to go to the wildlife sanctuary at Bounce. However, some girls yesterday told me that it was cancelled, and I was like, I've not heard anything. So I messaged them and they said yes, their koala died, and so it's been cancelled. And I was like, oh, but that wasn't the reason I'd originally booked it. I'd booked it to see the other animals, but especially the wombat and the echidna. Echidna, that's how you pronounce it. I think I've said it wrong before. But someone corrected me yesterday, so now I know how to pronounce it and it sounds much better. So yeah, I messaged them, they said it was cancelled, and then I've woken up this morning and now they've said they were going to wait to speak to someone. And I'm like, well, I don't really have time to speak to someone because I've now made other plans. So anyway, I'm now heading bright and early to the Forts Walk, which is a beautiful hike up to see, like, through all the koala trees and everything. And hopefully I won't get too tired because I was originally going to have breakfast first, but two of the girls woke up really early and made quite a lot of noise through no fault of their own, just because the beds are creaky and the door's quite creaky, so it woke me up. So I thought while I was awake and couldn't get back to sleep, I might as well get out of bed and go and then have breakfast when I get back. The bus is literally about to arrive, otherwise I'd watch the sunrise over the seaside. I'm getting a little bit worried because the bus is now late, which I know isn't uncommon for buses, but they all seem to be quite early here. I've been here 5 minutes and seen no sign of it like before and after, so I'm hoping it's running late. Oh, otherwise I have to wait an hour, in which case I will have breakfast first before going on the walk, but then the walk will be hotter, so not ideal. So the bus came, which is good news. I've popped my hat on just to protect me from the sun as much as possible, although I have doused myself in loads of sun cream. And I was just speaking to one of the rangers. So I'm now on the Forts Walk. She's recommended either a circular route at the top of the lookout or going down to the bays and beaches. So I'm gonna see what time it is when I get there, but I have less than 2 hours before breakfast and before I need to be back at the bus if I want to make it for breakfast. And to be honest, I think it's going to take longer than that, and it's already 28 degrees and it's quite an uphill walk, but we'll see how we go and then I'll base it kind of from there onwards. I've taken my hat off to let my heat release while it's not too sunny. Not seen any koalas yet. It is quite a steep walk, but you can probably do it in flip-flops so far. It is all like tracked, so it's not like muddy like the butterfly walk was. And I've not seen any koalas, but they have had drinking water, which I think is a really good idea, especially in a place like this. I'm literally dripping with sweat. I've seen quite a few people coming down, but I've not seen anyone going up yet. They did say to come early, but I thought 7:30 was early enough. Apparently not. Well, we made it to the top of the Forts Walk. I came from all the way down there. I'm knackered, I'm hot, I'm sweaty, but the view is definitely much better than Juju's lookout from yesterday. Sad that I've not seen any koalas, but nevertheless it is very pretty. It has been quite interesting reading all the signs and things. This is one of the lookout towers, so they used to camp in here and keep an eye out for all the military reasons. So I've only taken an hour to get up, and that's stopping at quite a lot of the war information points. So I was thinking I would go back to the hostel and get the free breakfast, but I've just looked, and one of the places I want to go to, the only way you can get there is doing half of this walk and then walking there. So instead I'm just going to go there, do my original plan like early, and then miss out on the free breakfast, which is a shame because I would like it. But what I'll do is I'll have the free lunch early, and then I'll just go back out like later this evening, probably to like Horseshoe Bay, and get some food there this evening. And then hopefully I can use my 2 breakfast vouchers tomorrow at the same time and have like a full English, because then I won't have lunch until I get to Early Beach, and I get to Early Beach at like 5:30. So it's like 1 to 5:30 is the bus. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I think that's sad that I'm not having breakfast, especially after just climbing a mountain. But I think that's probably the most sensible option, because otherwise I'll have to do this uphill walk again, which I'm not feeling. So I probably wouldn't do it. I've just seen one of the girls that I'm sharing a room with. The one that woke me up with like a loud siren alarm. Blah, 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 blah. The one that woke me up with a loud siren alarm. And she must have got the bus after me, which is like an hour later, which is a little bit annoying. I thought she'd got the one earlier. But yeah, she must have had breakfast, so I could have had breakfast first, which is annoying. But hey ho. I'm now walking down to Florence Bay, and then I'll have to walk back up, but apparently it's an easier walk up, so I've been told anyway. We'll see. What was I going to say? I'm hoping to see some koalas, so that'll make it worth it. And the only downside is I was going to go snorkeling, so I've got my swimming stuff with me, but because I was rushing out the door to make it to the bus, I forgot my sun cream, and I do have some extra sun cream, but it's only like my less than 100ml one that I was going to take to Uluru for Ayers Rock, because I'm only taking hand luggage, so I won't be able to take my main sun cream. So my plan was to use that in Uluru, and I think I will need the whole thing because it's obviously really, really hot there. So I'm tempted not to use it. But yeah, we'll see how sunny it is down there. And the other thing is, I've got my swimming stuff and my towel, but again, I forgot to pack my flip-flops because I needed them this morning. So I haven't packed those, which means I'll have to put like sweaty socks and shoes back on. I don't know how I feel about that. Anyway, I can't believe I've done this. This is so not in my comfort zone. It's not what I enjoy at all. In fact, I really hate it. I hate walking, I hate moving, I hate doing stuff. This is literally my last trip where I'm doing anything like this for the rest of my life, until at least I've had kids that are like adults. My plan is to do all-inclusive summer holidays where I sit, read, swim, sunbathe, and I cannot wait. So I've now finished the Forts Walk. I did Forts Junction, Forts Walk, Forts Circuit, and then I've come down the Florence Bay route. I'm now walking to Florence Bay, which is one of the natural beaches on the island. Like I said, I was going to swim, but I don't think I can because I have to put these shoes back on. And then I'm going to walk back to Forts Junction, but through a different route, which goes to Sphinx Lookout and then Arthur's Bay, which is about another hour. And then I think I'm going to get the bus to Horseshoe Bay. It says you can walk there, but then it's another hour, and apparently it's really steep and you have to be reasonably fit, and I don't particularly class myself as reasonably fit, so I think I'm going to skip that one. But yeah, I might have a little paddle in the water with my shoes on and rinse my face in the salt because I'm hot, as you can actually tell now. So I've made it to Horseshoe Bay, which you could see from the top of the lookout. So it's quite funny to then be sat all the way down here. I've just walked through the beach and the sand is gorgeous, but there's a lot of driftwood and rubble, and although it's a bay and it is quite enclosed, the current is very, very bugs. What's the word? It's very strong, so I actually don't think it's safe out there anyway, and there's no one else around, so I would hate to get stuck out there and then not be able to get rescued. So I'm not going to risk it. I'm going to sit here, have some leftover Pringles and sweets from yesterday, have some water, and then make my way back up. Very much wishing I had a car. Why did I do this? I should have been proud that I'd done the Forts walk. Why did I get cocky and come down? And now I'm going to have to go back up. And I feel like this is even worse because it's so steep. I am dripping from everywhere. I've never seen my knees sweat before, but my knees are literally sweating. It's so steep, it's been like this the whole way. And I've just come from like this steep of a bit. It's obviously nicer going downhill, but every time I think we're going downhill, we end up coming back even steeper. So, why are we going down again? I really, really, really want to go back to the hostel and jump in the swimming pool, but I know if I go back, I'm not going to want to go back out. So I think I'm going to get on the bus. I was going to go the opposite way, so it's a Horseshoe Bay, but the next bus isn't for over an hour. I must have just missed one like 10 minutes ago. And they're like every hour and 10 minutes, so that's annoying. So I think I'm going to go back towards Nomads and go to Picnic Bay. So go right to the end of the bus route and then explore there and get some lunch / breakfast. It's like 11:15 almost. So I'll get there about 11:30. So I'll have like an early lunch, late breakfast, and then I'll walk around there for a little bit to hopefully cool down with the breeze. It is cooling down a little bit up here, but yeah, I'm just wet everywhere. I'm muddy. I can't believe how hard that was. I tried to think what the other one was like that says you need a reasonable level of fitness, because that would have been tough if that one wasn't needing fitness. But yeah, didn't see many people and I'm starving, so I think that's my plan. Maybe stay there for an hour or so, look around there, and then come back to the hostel and jump in the pool, swim, sleep, read, things like that. And then I think tomorrow my ferry isn't till 1, so what I'll do is I'll have like a good breakfast with my 2 vouchers, and hopefully they'll let me use them both at the same time because I didn't use it today. And then I will take the bus to the Horseshoe Bay because I haven't seen it yet, even though it's like 10 minutes from here and it's like 45 minutes from there. But yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I was just thinking how far I'd walked, and I walked 2.2 there, then 1.4, and then 1.7, and then did lots of little extra bits along the way. So I feel like I've probably done like 6+ kilometres in like 3.5, quarter to 8, quarter to 9, quarter to 10, in like 3.5 hours. In 28-degree heat that's very sticky with no food and just water. I think I've done well, but yeah, wouldn't recommend personally. So slight change of plans. I did decide to come down to Horseshoe Bay just because I thought it was easier to come this way today and then do the closer bit to the hostel tomorrow when I have less time. It came and drizzled for like literally 2 minutes, but it cooled me down a little bit. I know, pardon me. And I also got a Diet Coke, so that gave me a little bit more energy, which was nice. But I've come to, almost got wet. I've come to Horseshoe Bay. You can actually swim here, which I'm surprised at. There's like a stinger net out around the little specific area. There's also jet skis, snorkeling, boats. So it looks quite nice here. And the scenery is beautiful. It's like rainforesty all around. Yeah, I like the idea of the stinger net, so you don't have to wear a stinger suit. So that's quite clever. Oh no. The sea currents just got really heavy and strong and my feet have just got soaking wet. Damn it. Oh well, there's nothing much I can do about it now. There's actually not a whole lot to do around here. There's a few restaurants, a few souvenir shops, and then the rest of it is kind of sea activities. So they have jet skiing, boat tours, snorkeling, swimming, and kayaks. And then obviously you're a little bit closer to the Forts Walk, so you don't have to get a bus to get there. But I think there's more going on at Picnic Bay. So I'm kind of glad, another reason I'm glad that I'm staying there instead of here. I've found which restaurant I'm going to go to, and I'm going to get fajitas, which I'm very excited for. I've not had like fajitas for ages, so I just thought they don't start serving for another half an hour, so I thought I'd go on a walk all along the beach, even though I'm very hot and in my walking shoes, and then have lunch and then head back to the hostel and relax by the pool the rest of the time. I'm hoping it's not going to be too busy, because yesterday it was really quiet when we arrived, so I'm hoping for the same, but we'll see. It might be that it's real busy today because more people are staying, so yeah. The staff in that restaurant weren't the nicest, but the food was honestly the nicest thing I've eaten since I've been here. It was like perfect chicken and cheese quesadilla, and it was loaded with chicken, so very nice. I ended up getting the children's portion because A, it was a lot cheaper, and B, it had just the plain chicken and cheese, which obviously I prefer. I've stopped to get some ice cream now to cool down a little bit, but also because there's no buses for the next hour and a half. They must have like a lunch break for some reason or something. But yeah, the next bus isn't for another hour, so yay. That ice cream was delicious. It's the first proper ice cream I've had here. I've had like it out of a tub at the Mossmore Gorge, and then I've had like an iced lollipop. That was the first ice cream, and I feel like when you're on holiday, proper holiday, you have an ice cream every day, so it was nice. It was very refreshing. I then got excited because the bus pulled up, but he said he's having a lunch break. So I've still got 45 minutes to go. I've got nothing to do. I have finally made it back. It is at 2 o'clock almost. I am going to go sit by the pool and relax and pretend I'm actually on a relaxing holiday. I feel so much better after walking probably close to 8 kilometres, if not more. I can now relax for the first time in over a week. The second I reapplied sunscreen, the sun disappeared. It's still really hot, but not quite sunbathing weather, so I'm heading back out. And I was putting on the clothes that I wore earlier, but they are the smelliest things I've ever worn. So I'm going back to this instead. I was going to wait for the bus, but the bus is coming in about half an hour, and it takes less than half an hour to walk there. I got ready as slowly as I possibly could, but I'm still ready too early, so I'm gonna walk. It's got a nice breeze now, so hopefully it's not too tiring. It's also starting to trickle a little bit, but I have picked up my wallaby food, so I'm going to 2 different places to try and find some wallabies. Hopefully we can see them and take some nice pictures. I've slowed down walking a little bit because there's 2 girls that were just behind me, and one of them was refusing to pick up her feet and making the most annoying noise. So I'm letting them overtake me a little bit before I speed up again. It's very annoying. Look at the clouds that have rolled down. This may have been a mistake. I'm getting pelted because the wind is blowing the rain right into me. And I was so tempted to bring my waterproof, and I decided against it because the waves were quite nice, but it's now getting heavy and I don't have anything waterproof to put my electronics in. So this is a little bit worrying. Only good thing is that there might not be many people by the Wallabies, but we'll see. Oh, it's rubbish. Ah! I honestly can't believe it's raining. It's been so nice all day. And then you're supposed to see the Wallabies best at sunrise or sunset. And now it's raining. It's very cloudy. There are blue skies coming, I think. So hopefully it'll stop raining by the time I get up, because I don't know if the Wallabies come out in the rain. Maybe they do, but I'm not 100% sure. There's some people up there and I think they're feeding them, so fingers crossed I see some Wallabies. They're scary. Is that nice? Can I stroke you? Well, that was quick and easy. First one done, and I see like 3 more up here. So I'm going to try getting a picture of a few of them, but they all seem very spread out, so whether they don't like to be fed together, I'm not sure. You guys, this one's got a baby. I'm hoping it'll come back out. Hello. Oh, you bit me. It is absolutely miserable. My favourite glasses have broken because I jumped up when those two were fighting, and my food bag is literally falling apart in the rain. Ugh. No idea how those clips and videos and photos turned out, because it is absolutely chucking it down, and there was a group of girls there, and when they left all the animals went absolutely wild. So in the end I ended up throwing like the last bit of my bag because the bag was just disintegrating because it was paper. So not ideal. I'm absolutely soaked, as you can see, and it is absolutely chucking it down. I've got all my electronics in a little bag here, so it's definitely not waterproof, and I'm getting very worried. The next bus isn't for another 40 minutes. It's a 22-minute walk, but in this downpour. So it's going to be interesting. I quite honestly literally cannot believe this. I wanted it to rain so badly this morning on the walk, and it didn't. And now it's pouring down with rain. I've got another 20-minute walk to go. My bag is soaked. It's got all my money, all my cards, all my passport, all my booking documents, all my electronics, my portable chargers, my Kindle, my phone. I feel like it's gonna all be ruined. I'm trying my best to like cover it with my dress, but my dress is soaked. No taxis will come because it's only a 2-minute drive. I'm so wet. I'm so wet. I honestly cannot believe how awful the weather is right now. It's amazing how it can go from being so beautiful and 30 odd degrees to this, and this is not nice. I've had an early tea. I say early, it's 6 o'clock, so it's not that early. I got a free drink, but they gave me half a Coke instead of a cocktail, so not really fair, I don't think, but hey hey. And then I was looking forward to my chocolate brownie so much. I've not had a dessert at any of the places I've been for over a week, and I've been desperate for a dessert. I saw that they had chocolate brownie, but I was too full yesterday, so I was looking forward to it tonight, and they've run out of ice cream, and the chocolate brownie has lumps of nuts in it, so I decided not to get it. But I'm very sad because I don't have any food, I don't have any snacks, and I really want some chocolate or some crisps or something like home comforty. But anyway, it's like 7:30 now. There's not much to do. It's pouring down with rain. I don't fancy dancing. I don't fancy getting dressed up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a shower, get ready for bed, pack my luggage ready for tomorrow, and then head to bed early and just chill in bed, maybe watch some TV. I've not watched any TV or YouTube or TikTok really at all, so yeah, catch up on some of that. I'm in a little enclosure right now because I've got my bath towel here, the girl upstairs bath towel here. She did have her swim towel here, and then I've got my swim towel while drying. I've just been chatting to some of the housemates about plans for today, like plans for tomorrow and what they've done today, which is nice. I've pretty much packed up all my stuff apart from the stuff that's drying, and I'm pretty much ready to go, and I've done what I can do. So my plan is to rest in bed for a couple of hours and then probably try and get an early night's sleep. I really want to go to Picnic Bay properly, like the coastline. I've done all the like outside exits, but I've not been across the bay itself. So I want to go to the bay if I can. I want to have a full English breakfast here, and I need to check out at 11 and then get the bus and the ferry. My big worry is that nearly everyone I've spoken to is getting the same bus as me and the same ferry as me. So I'm very much hoping that there's going to be space, otherwise I'm screwed. I am honestly in so much pain right now. I've slept so well for the rest of this trip, but the last 2 days here I've been awake constantly with like the worst neck pain. I literally feel like I can't turn it right now, and I'm having to be so careful on bed because it's really hurting. And it also doesn't help that it's very windy outside. I've been to the toilet, I've tried to do some stretches, but it's not really helping. I just don't think my mattress is very comfortable, but it's a different mattress to everyone else in the room because mine's much thicker and doesn't fit under the barriers, whereas everyone else does. I did manage just about, oh it's windy, let me try and find some shelter. It's a little bit less windy here, I'll just speak up. I did just about manage to get to sleep at about 5 o'clock, and then I woke up again at 7, and I wanted to get up early anyway, so I decided to just get ready. It's now nearly 8 o'clock and I've just got to Picnic Bay. Picnic Bay is the other side of the island. I went to Horseshoe Bay yesterday, which is one end of the bus stop, and Picnic Bay is the other end of the bus stop. Again, it looks very similar to Horseshoe Bay, but this has an esplanade that is covered with these trees that I've seen all over Australia. I really need to look up what they are, but it looks like there's like roots growing from the tree themselves as branches, if that's even possible. The hair is up from the wind, as you can probably tell. It's really windy, but it's actually cool because I was already sweating, and like I said, it's not even 8 o'clock yet. This bay also has a stinger net area to swim in, but there's still a sign up, interestingly, saying you should wear a stinger suit still. So yeah, how intriguing. So whether it's not like fully protective as compared to like a stinger suit, they've also got this deck area, which I don't know what it's used for, maybe sunbathing? Can you spot the rock wallaby? gosh, it's so windy. I don't want to redo my hair because I'm worried I'm going to drop my phone. Have you seen those videos where people drop their rings down the holes in the boardwalk? I feel like I'm going to do that, so I'm going to be really careful. Back. I've got about half an hour before the bus, so I don't know whether to get an Uber and go back early or just chill. I genuinely thought there wasn't very much to do at Horseshoe Bay, but if I thought that, there's even less to do here. I think it is a prettier bay itself, and maybe when it's later on in the day they put more things out, but at the moment there's like one restaurant open, there's maybe 3 restaurants in total, there's like a club, and that is pretty much it. There's another little estuary like thing here, but it's quite big, so this is like the lake, and then it flows into the sea, but I think probably because of all the rain that we had yesterday, it's gone wild, a bit like my hair. Just had genuinely the biggest breakfast, but it was so tasty, and I've got some leftovers to have later as well. There is a beautiful beach here that I walked across yesterday, and I just think it's such a nice setting here. It's just a shame the beds aren't more comfortable. I was ready a little bit early, so I decided to get the earlier ferry, so I'm already here in Townsville, and now I have about an hour and a half-ish to kill before getting the bus to, where am I going? Early Beach. So I have made it to my next hostel, which is Nomad's Early Beach, and the guy at the desk wasn't super helpful about getting a bottom bunk, but luckily I've come to the room, there's 2 girls, one's on a bottom bunk and one's on a top bunk, so actually I have been able to get the last bottom bunk before the next person checks in, so that was lucky. I'm glad I got a taxi and didn't do the 20-minute walk up with my backpack, but I'm very sweaty now. I'm going to have an everything shower and pack for tomorrow, because tomorrow is the start of my Whitsundays boat tour, and I'm very, very, very excited. It has gone dark very quickly outside. I don't know why I'm so shiny, but I've pretty much packed my bags ready for tomorrow for the boats, but I thought while the girls have just nipped out, I would quickly show you a room tour, and this, I think, is probably the nicest room so far. So you've got loads of floor space, you've got 2 sets of bunk beds, this is my bed, you've then got a little mini kitchen over here, and over here some lockers for storage, and then over here is the ensuite bathroom. So you've got an actual bathtub with a shower that you can change the height of, a toilet paper, hooks for towels, and then a sink with a mirror. I don't know whose all this stuff is, but it's not mine. I stink and I don't look the best, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to nip out, get some food, and then come back and have an everything shower and get ready and have an early night ready for tomorrow. I just went out to get some food, and I was planning to go to a restaurant, but actually when I've gone out, everyone is really fancyly dressed and I am very much underdressed, so I decided against that, and instead I found like a little Chinese takeaway place. So I've gone for honey chicken and egg fried rice, which I'm actually really excited for. So I'm going to eat that back at the house, but there's a little seating area outside, so I'm hoping I can eat out there.